Well, today's the day. Am I going to get rid of the Harley Davidson Ultra? As my grandfather would say, either shit or get off the pot. Well, I did it. Traded in the 2016 Harley Davidson Ultra Limited for the 2017 Indian Roadmaster. And I gotta say, I absolutely love this bike so far. Anyways, it's brand new. Everything that you buy new is always a good thing. Before we get any further, I'd like to say I have big morals and everything, and I did it because of the controversy with Harley Davidson. The only thing that did, like I said in previous videos, is made me actually expand my horizons and think of other bikes, or actually consider getting other bikes. And the reason I got this, I was actually at the dealership asking if people were trading in their Harleys to get other bikes, and I actually came across this bike. Now on the Ultra, there was two things that I didn't like and I was going to change. One was the windshield, and the other one was the infotainment system. Now the windshield that was on the bike, it was a big one. I still have a picture, I'll put it here, but it was a big one, basically no air on you whatsoever. So I wanted to replace that. And then the other one was the infotainment system. Now the infotainment system on the 16 Harley is pretty junky. It's pretty crappy, slow. It always lost connection with the Bluetooth. We even had at one point where the screen shut off and the radio still worked, but nothing else would work. The screen was gone, and then all of a sudden it came back. And actually after that, the Bluetooth actually connected a little bit better, but we still had issues with that. So with that, I was planning to replace that. So the reason I ended up getting this bike was strictly economics. Here in Canada, it would be about $400 if I was to get a new windscreen, and the cheapest I could find was a Soundstream. I think there was cheaper ones that you could get used and stuff like that, but a Soundstream was $1,000. So you're looking at about $1,400 to $1,500 because import fees and crap like that too that we might have had to pay. I was able to, instead of that, I was able to trade my old bike in with a few $100s and get this one. So as for the windscreen, this one here is a lot shorter, and this has the adjustable, so it actually raises and lowers. Right now this one's perfect. I get a lot of air on that. As anyone knows, the infotainment on the Indian is way better than the Harley Davidson. So with those two there, like I said, a few $100s, my old bike, I get this bike. The old bike only had 19,000 miles on it, which is very low for a 2016. Cosmic Blue, apparently that's a hard one for them to sell. So that's why the price wasn't as high as it normally would be. And this one here has it has more than double the mileage on it. I think it's just under 50,000. However, the previous owner a month before actually did the cams and everything on this bike, so it's already been opened up, and a lot of work has already been done on it. So I'm not too worried about the extra mileage on the bike. So now, of course, having ridden it home, I've only put, maybe 50 to 100 kilometers on it so far. There's other things on this bike that I didn't even realize it had. One, it has heated seats, which that's a bonus. I didn't know I needed heated seats, but anyways, it's got heated seats. It's got the locking trunk and saddlebags. You use it with your fob, to lock them and unlock, as well as there's actually a button on the console too that you can lock them and unlock them. There's actually extra venting in around the lowers to actually get more air flowing through there. And another thing, I think I can actually take the lowers off, because with Harley, the fans were in the lowers, where this here is strictly glove boxes. So I think if I wanted to, I could take that off, which I don't know if I will, because I get used to them on the Ultra, so they don't really bother me. It would be mostly for looks. So that is something else that this one has over the Harley Davidson. The seat for my wife, this year I think I'm gonna take it off. Rode home with it. Not a big fan. I don't know. It kind of sets you a little bit forward. I don't know. I'll hold out judgment on that so far. But this seating area for my wife is going to be fantastic. We're going out for a ride after this to check it out. And also, when I went to go get the Ultra, I was actually looking for a Street Glide, but they talked me into getting an Ultra because it's cheaper to convert. I haven't confirmed this yet, and I'll put it in the description once I find out, but apparently all Indian Roadmasters come with detachable trunks, as well as detachable saddlebags. Saddlebags I don't think I'll ever take off, but I might take off the trunk. Why not? It reduces the weight of the bike, and it will probably look cooler too. Now there's a few other things, you know, like LED lights all around, which the Ultra only had. And again, the previous owner never did any of this, and I didn't do it either, but it only had the LED headlight. This has got LEDs all around. It also has tire monitoring pressure system, which to me it's great. I don't know how much I trust it yet. I'll have to figure that out first. But having to check the tire pressure whenever you're going out, especially on these ones where it's at the back, is a pain in the ass. At least it was on the Ultra. And this one here with the front might be hard too, with the front fender the way it is. Like I said, the guy did the cams as well, and just listen to this bike. I think it sounds fantastic. The other thing is the sound system on this is way better. I did have an issue with the Bluetooth. It connected and I was riding, it was fine, and then it disconnected, and you can't reconnect while it's moving, so that was a little pain in the ass. So I don't think it's 100% better, but the sound system is so loud. The Harley, if I was listening to the radio, I would have it 2 down from full when I was cruising around 80 kilometers an hour, 50 miles an hour. With this here, I put it to 3, which 3 has a few different settings on there, and that is way too loud. Anything louder than that, it was way too loud. Oh, and with the Harley, I had to put it to the one below the loudest. If I was using Bluetooth for some reason, it was actually quieter on the Bluetooth, where this one seems like it's louder with the Bluetooth, so it's opposite. The radio's a little scratchy on this, so I don't know what's going on with the antenna, so that's kind of an issue, but if the Bluetooth's working, I don't care. And another thing, this bike, it's a 2017, the other one was a 2016. 2016 didn't have, it had less than half the mileage that this one has. So only 1 year apart, but less miles. But this bike just looks newer. It's hard to come on. I'll try to do video of it, but it's hard to see it in the camera. But this, like the Ultra, look like it was an 8-year-old bike, because it's an 8-year-old bike. This one looks like it's like 2, 3 tops year old. It looks newer. So I don't know if it's something Harley did or Indian did. I don't know what the difference is, but yeah, with this bike just seems like it's a newer bike. Now the dislikes on the bike, I know there's going to be more once I get into it. But the two that always stand out for me, and they're like dumb things anyways, the front fairing, or fender. I'm not a big fan of that. I know it's retro, so it will grow on me. I actually like it more than I originally did. It is growing on me. The other one is the name Roadmaster. I don't know. I just I think it's a dumb name, but I'll get over that one soon. Again, I've only ridden it about 50 to 100 kilometers, so it's I need longer riding on that. I'll say two things. One, it's easier to maneuver, this one. Handlebars are a little higher, so I'm not used to that, but it seems like the center of gravity on this one from the Ultra, it's a lot easier in slow speed maneuvers, stopping at stop signs, lights. Seemed a lot easier on this one. Seems a lot lighter. And then the motor. This motor is actually bigger, so that was another bonus about getting this one. Is the Ultra had the 103, this one has the 111 plus the cams. However, I find the torquiness is at higher RPMs, where the Harley, it starts off boom right off the bat, where this one here, it's more closer to 3,000 RPM. So starting off, it's kind of like, I wouldn't say bogged out, but it's kind of like bogged out until you get up closer to the 3,000. Then boom, it takes off. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get a few more miles on it. Wife and I are going out for a ride in an hour or so, so I'll have more riding. But what do you guys think? Is it a good choice to get the Roadmaster over the Ultra? I didn't realize how much more an Indian has over the Ultra. A lot of the standard features on this are like some of the CVOs don't have, and some of the CVOs have obviously options that this one has, but for the price difference, man, you should really consider an Indian. But yeah, what do you guys think? Anyways, until next time, later.